Well, it's now time to welcome in the head coach at Maderas Golf Academy, Skip Van Mater, to KUSI's 19th hole. Skip, thank you for coming in first and foremost.
Thank you, Rick.
And now it's said you can't win a tournament on Thursday, but Jordan Spieth, did he prove that saying wrong?
Yeah, you know, the wire-to-wire to win is definitely something that's very notable, and I think as a young man to go wire-to-wire and sleep on that lead night after night is very impressive. Definitely makes me respect him a lot more. I had doubts at the beginning of the week and figured that he would probably falter a little bit, but he definitely proved me wrong, and it is very impressive.
Why was he able to do what he was able to do this week? I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit because he was 21, and with that, was it more impressive than Tiger's win in the 1997 Masters because he did lead wire-to-wire?
I think wire-to-wire is something very hard to do, especially for a young man. He's very mature. He definitely has all the components of the game. As you can see, he's got a phenomenal short game. He putts it well. He may not be the longest driver on the PGA Tour, but he definitely knows how to miss it and miss it well and capitalize on those misses, which is the name of the game at the highest levels.
Do you think it was better than Tiger's win at the same record at 18 under?
I do. It was very, very impressive. He managed to like I said, go wire-to-wire, and he definitely had a few holes where had he exhibited any nerves whatsoever, could have faltered big time and thrown it away, but he did not. He held tough, and it was very, very impressive. Very comparable to what Tiger would have done, but I think that Spieth is showing us that he's going to be the player of the future.
All right, here's Spieth after his round.
This feels great. I plan on not taking it off for quite a while, probably sleeping it for the next few nights. But this is, it was a test. There's a reason I have a hairline like this right now, and that's because it's stressful what we do on a daily basis. And to be able to accomplish it at 21 and still have a lot of years to go, you know, I didn't really expect that. So it's time to, you know, get excited to try and join Bubba as a two-time champion.
Now, everyone wants a rivalry, and they're starting to create one right now. Jordan Spieth with his first major win, and they're talking about Rory McIlroy, and they're both so young. Does this now create a rivalry between who's now #1 and #2 in the world?
I hope so. I love, like I said before, Spieth's game. Rory has clearly defined himself as the best in the world based on the stats and the wins that he's put on his belt. But I think all the viewers and all the people that love the game of golf are looking for that next big rivalry. And I think Spieth has definitely stepped up to it, and there's also a few others that are in that pot. So I hope it has definitely created that rivalry we're all looking for.
Okay, well, Tiger Woods injured himself yet again, and here's him talking about what happened. I'll ask you the question.
We saw you catch a root, apparently,
yeah,
in your swing, and how are you feeling?
Just a bone kind of popped out, and the joint kind of, you know, went out of place, but I put it back in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
All right, I mean, I'm sorry, but Tiger Woods is a little dramatic. You know, watching him now reminds me of watching Michael Jordan when he played for the Washington Wizards. You know, at one point he was the best player on the planet, and then now kind of watching him and other people beating him very easily. That's how I kind of see this. How about you?
Agreed. You know, I was a big Michael Jordan fan, and to see him kind of towards the end of his career, not the Michael Jordan that I grew up to know and love, was painful to watch. And I was a very big fan of Tiger Woods. I think we all have been, seeing what he can do with a golf ball. I've seen him hit it personally, and he hits it by far better than anybody I've ever seen, 18 majors or not. He's amazing. But to see him in the condition he's in now and kind of faltering is definitely painful to watch. And I really root hard for him. I want to see him come back because he's a champion, and I respect him for the work ethic and the things he's put in, but it is painful.
Let's talk about Phil Mickelson now. This guy missed 2 cuts this year, and everybody was like, gosh, he's not going to do anything. They were surprised he even made the cut, and yet he finishes tied for second. How does he continually do this? I know he missed the cut last year, but continually do this at the majors?
You know, it's amazing those guys can step their game up when it comes down to the majors. You know, a guy like Phil, Tiger, you know, even Tiger has managed to put himself on the first page of the leaderboard after a few weeks off, which is very impressive. But as far as Phil's concerned, and those top 5, 6 players in the world, they literally gear up for just the majors. They still put their best in for other tournaments, but the majors is where they're really focused. And it is amazing how they can find that extra inch or extra bit of will on those golf courses to find themselves near the lead at the end of the week, like Phil did.
So this is a bonus question. Do you think Phil will ever win the career Grand Slam?
I'm a big fan of Phil, so I'm going to say I hope so. So based on that, I'm maybe very hopeful and optimistic, saying that he will. But a big fan of Phil, and yeah, I really hope he does. I think he can. I think he's got the game. He's still got a little bit more drive in him, clearly by this week.
Here's Phil after his round talking about Jordan Spieth and how he wasn't able to catch him.
Yeah, I played good golf. I would have taken 14 under at the start of the week and would have thought that would have won, but got outplayed. And, 18 under par was just astounding, because even though the course had some birdies out there, it still is never a pushover, and he played some amazing golf.
Now, the thing about everybody is everybody seems to love Jordan Spieth. What is it that it's the fans love him, the broadcasters love him, even his players love him, as opposed to maybe some of the guys, a.k.a. Tiger Woods?
It's, you got to like the nice guy, and he's definitely classy. Golf is a gentleman's game. He definitely shows that he is a true gentleman. And when you're doing things like giving the thumbs up to other players when they're hitting just a truly great shot, that's probably not the only instance of his displaying that gentlemanly, those qualities. And the players love him. We at home love watching him. He just looks like a mature young man, and be somebody fun to kind of hang out with, as opposed to some of the other players that are a little bit more closed off.
Good wording there. Now, let's look at these numbers. 55th in driving, 101st in driving action, 103rd in greens and regulation. I know they Tiger-proof the course, but how do you Spieth-proof the course? Because he hits it long, but he hasn't hit it really long.
Yeah, Rick, the only stat you didn't have up there are any short game stats. Hard to proof a golf course against anybody. You can Spieth proof it, Tiger proof it, anybody, Phil proof it. But short game is definitely the nature of the game at that level. You can kind of hit it a little crooked, but if you can chip and putt and manage your misses very well, then you can definitely put up 12, 14, even 18 under in tournaments, and that's going to win you a lot of money.
All right, you're now officially part of the KUSI 19th hole family, so I'm going to put you on the record here. Who is the next first-time major winner, and why?
As much as it kind of pains me, I'm going to go out and just say Dustin Johnson. I'm not the biggest fan of Dustin Johnson, but I am a big fan of his game. He drives it far. He's exhibited good short game. He's put himself in the position to win a couple majors already, and fell a little short, unfortunately for him. But I do think that he's going to continue to mature. He's going to continue to develop that game and course management, which I think is probably one of his biggest weaknesses. And eventually, he will definitely step into that winner's circle.
All right, Skip Van Meter, and if you want lessons, head out to Maderas. You can. I'm sure you can help somebody hit it like Dustin, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Skip. Thank you very much for coming to KUSI's